Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created? Here on Earth?
What strange horrors we're about to witness. So good day everybody, hope you're doing alright. So, like normal, if there's certain skins that you want to skip ahead and see right now, you're more than welcome to do so. Look in the description of this video, you will see we have chapters and you can see all the new skins right now if you so wish. So, bit of a strange batch of skins for the last roster of June 2025, but there's some interesting things on the horizon that we'll discuss, such as certain themes that we'll be anticipating for next month, and certain interesting specific skins to be made for a specific item. What on earth is Hedge on about? Don't worry, we'll talk about that later, and of course, you know, it's chaptered, so okay, cool. Right then, so, overall, bit of a weird one, but again, we saw one very extra late pick. The sheet metal double door there, the No Mercy sheet metal double door, that was made back in 2024, May 2024. So, okay, looks like that trend's continuing. All the other skins, though, they were submitted fairly recently, so all right, pretty cool. And of course, next week is the July 4th wipe, and we are aware of new content that's going to be introduced to the game. Not massive, insane content, but certainly something that's like going to change the game up, especially for the Force wipes, and some other strange things that have been mentioned, but we're not fully sure if it's definitely getting added next week. All right, so. As of now, we can anticipate perhaps a lot of people wanting to turn up for next week, more people playing, more demand for skins, better skin prices, and we should start seeing peak prices happening for all Rust skins in general. So let's now hop over to here and take a look at all the skins in the Rust store, and we need to figure out of all the skins, which ones are and are not abnormal. And just to save some time, I've already got it prepared, so big toe boots. Are we going to get like a face mask of a big toe next? How many of you are going to buy those and then walk up to strangers and demand they stare at your toes? Weird things are happening. Yep. So that's abnormal. Then we have the bone box, that's abnormal. Then we have the Cryo Furnace, that's abnormal. The Isoparam L96, the No Mercy sheet metal double door, and the ever so dreary and somewhat scary Nuke Vibe garage door. All those skins are abnormal, and that of course means the other skins, that being the Roadsign gloves, the AK-47, and all these pieces here for this primitive set, they are not abnormal. They will only become marketable when the Rust rotates, but of course the abnormal skins, they will become marketable Wednesday night going to Thursday morning next week at a specific time. If you don't fully understand abnormals, well, please consider watching my most recent Rust Skin Abnormal Barders video. Consider watching the first 5 minutes of the video, scroll down, look at the description, skip ahead to the Barders chapter, and you'll realise abnormal skins, they become marketable at an earlier set time that we're aware of. We can sit here, look at the sales, make considerations for what prices we might want to offer for all the skins, then of course race to put those Barders down, and then afterwards look at all the Barders and make considerations whether we actually want to, jump in and buy any of the skins. We will be more confident in seeing the buy orders and see if they rise all the way up to the prices, if the skins are selling for those prices. So of course, last night we had the Heat Seeker Revolver, didn't we? And I was pretty hyped up for it last week, wasn't I? And after we did the Barders, for a $3 skin, we had Barders going all the way up to like $2.80. It looked very reliable. I felt very confident in it. And I have bought 200 Heat Seeker revolvers. Do I have that right there? There we go. I felt confident because I could see signs that it looks like it was going to be A-OK. But I did say last night in my abnormal video, I look at this more as a long-term thing. I'll sit in there, I'll wait, I'll let it stew, I'll let it appreciate as time goes on, and I won't be surprised if it gracefully rises up in price quite nicely, all right? It is the only revolver that we have in the game right now with a transparent aim sight. Is it really that much of a difference? No, but it's not wrong. Still pay to win. It's that special code word that just makes everybody light up and go, I need that now. And of course, you might have noticed today, we didn't get a Heat Seeker skin, did we? Oh no. Oh, it's the end of the world. No. For you see, the skin creator, Mr. Vase, has been showcasing what he's cooking in his laboratory. And with what you see right there in front of us, is a brand new Heat Seeker hoodie and pants currently being worked on. He is cooking devilish things. So that could be the evolution of what to expect next. I'm going to sit here and say the face mask and the coffee can helmet are going to probably be like really cool. Now the color scheme for like clothing armor, it's not going to be camouflage, is it? No, but it'll look pretty sweet. It'll be unique, and I think a lot of people like that. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it progresses. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about the current Rust store. So hopping back over to here, I have to mention there is some awkwardness. SMDD. It's not updated. Now, if you aren't fully well aware, today is the summer sale. So if you've noticed certain skins going down in price, right? Most likely people have been quickly cashing out to get some quick funds so they could go buy some cheap games. It's not too surprising. We see that in Counter-Strike. We also see it in Rust. So if you look at Counter-Strike and notice a lot of cases have gone down in price recently, that's people cashing out. So by all means, go take a look, see if there's some games that you like. Maybe you want to go buy Rust again for a cheaper price. Yeah, and you should anticipate a lot more people turning up next week because, of course, more people will be playing Rust for the first time ever. Oh, sweet, delicious fresh meat. Right, anyway, so with so much going on, it seems SMM can't update properly. Everything is running behind schedule, unfortunately. So this is going to be a little bit awkward, but we have some workarounds. So if we could just quickly remove these tabs here, and then I'll go to micro522.com. So there you go. That is the Rust store. That is all the skins. The second that the Rust store was accepted, within about 5 minutes, it collected all the data. As you can see, no Mercy, Sheepman at Double Door. They had the high score. They had been on the workshop for like a year, more than a year if anything. And of course it was accepted today. Very nice. All skins here were basically in the positive with the upvote to downvote ratio. But I can't see what the top selling skins are nicely. However, if you aren't fully well aware of this, we have a little accepted tag here in the micro522.com site. Now, of course, not all the skins were fairly recently submitted, but most of them were. So if I were to just quickly refresh this, and remember this website is linked in the description, and if you want to stay up to date with all the newest skins, you go to this website, you'll click date submitted once, and you'll see all the newest skins here in order of their submission time. Very good if you want to keep an eye out for all the newest skins over the course of the weekend. But more specifically, in this particular instance, I only want to see the accepted skins, and you'll see the sub counts do update. Alright? So this is an alternative way to be aware of like how well certain skins are selling. But this is showing like all the skins that are accepted within like the past 4 weeks. So if we were to just try and only find these recent skins, we've got the Roadsign gloves there, the AK, the garage door, the toe, boots, Cryo Furnace. These were recent skins. But then we have like the L96 here, but then you've got like the pump shotgun for the previous week. Things get in the way, but we'll make do. I've got some helpful people in the background, yeah. They're keeping track of everything for what is the order. And I do believe the order of skins in terms of sub count at the moment, it's Nuke Vibe, and then it's the Furnace. Is that correct? Let me just double check. It looks like the Furnace is just about pipping the L96 by just about 9 subscribers. We like to do them in order in terms of top selling skins, so that's what we'll be doing then. And so, for the first skin that we'll be showcasing, that will be the quite dreary, quite scary looking Nuke Vibe garage door. Now, I actually already saw this back on Monday. This is a early pick, right? So, of course, I'll point out and say, keep an eye out for my Rust Workshop skin checks. You're going to pick, there you go, yeah. This was a recent submission. So if I could scroll down over to here, you will see it on display like so, along with all the other garage doors. Now we got this one, but we didn't get the cute kitty hazmat one, right? So next week, Face Punch, we better get the nice contrast. So there we have the ever so nice looking, lovely design of dreary, horrible future, but produced by Costier, Che and Falk. Why didn't we get the kitty cat in the hazmat? Because we're not allowed cute, funny things. No. Cool, scary, glow-in-the-dark things. Yes. This is a cool-looking design. I'm not surprised to see that people did vote quite highly for it, and I'm not surprised to see it was accepted. Very ghastly, very dreary, and perhaps something to add to your base. But it is a garage door. Be careful about garage doors. We've had plenty of them being accepted and introduced this year, and unfortunately, at the current rate, it looks like we're going to get a record-breaking amount of garage doors this year. Now, in theory, you might say, well, for the skin creators, it's great because they consistently sell well, and of course, Face Punch will want to accept them. True. But as us investors, not reliable investments, I'm afraid. So if I could just quickly hop over to here, I could show you garage doors. All of the garage doors this year, you'll see pretty much every single one of them is down bad except a couple. So take a look at this and you'll see for yourself that, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yes. Bad, 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 bad. And then if we could just scroll down a little bit here. Come on, don't be shy. Let me grab you. Right, there you are. The Mystic Tree garage door is doing quite good. And the Lunar Serpent garage door, it keeps going kind of slightly above, slightly below, slightly above. That's improving. That's nice to see. But all the other garage doors, based on the fact that we've just had far too many given to us so far this year, they're struggling. They're struggling to maintain your interest. They're struggling to maintain their price. All right? So by all means, if you want to buy the skin because you think it looks cool, buy it. Appreciate it. Support that skin creator. I won't be surprised if we see some double doors or some, an armored door. Like, there'll be more. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot more of Nuke vibe from here on now. Because, of course, it's the top selling skin. It'll probably sell quite nicely by the end of the week. And, yeah. If you're looking at it as an investment, it's abnormal. You don't need to rush into buying it. Let's wait until Wednesday. And, of course, we'll see how things turn out. So, yeah, all right then. That's cool. I'd love to show you the current Rust door like so, but I can't. So, let's hop back over to here. And now, let's go hop in game. Give it a good look. See if it glows quite nicely, and you can offer your own opinions. So let's hop to it. Start preparing those opinions in the YouTube comments right now. So here we go. Get a good look at that. Oh yes, it's the morning face I have when I'm just out of bed and look in the mirror. Oh yeah. What a lovely future we have. Right. So first of all, how's it look at night time? We got the lights on right next to it. Does it reflect that much? Not really. It's kind of a flat image. Nothing wrong with that. So, of course, let's go ahead and give it a good look at nighttime in total darkness. And with that, and as you can see, it's quite bright, it's quite noticeable, and it's quite ghastly. And with what I've put on the side here, as you can see, with it rolled up, it also glows. So, okay, that's cool. That's nice to see. So, yeah. What are your thoughts? And what would you like to see next? What would you like to see as they progress this proposed collection now? So, we, as I said, I think we're going to see some more of this. Maybe some double doors. Maybe some wooden double doors. Why did you bring that up, Hedge? Well, we might be seeing some interesting things from here and now. Maybe certain items that don't get that many skins might get more of a shout out in the future. Oh, what am I alluding to? You'll find out. But, well, another thing to bring up. We haven't had an armoured door skin being accepted this year in 2025. I know, they used to be quite common. Now, not so much, so it's a consideration. You could probably do like the weird eye flaps for the hatch or something. It's up to the skin creators, but yeah, your opinions please. Feel free to comment below. Do you like it? Have you bought it? And, well, how many are going to likely sell by next week? And how much would we probably offer? It's definitely up for debate. We'll consider it, we'll question about it, but we should probably move on. Let's go take a look at the next top selling skin. Gentlemen. Another cryo skin has been accepted. So it all started off with the very cool looking fridge. Then we got the very cool looking small box. Now those two previous skins, they're transparency. You can't really do transparency with a furnace. Or can you? It doesn't matter. We got a cool looking design here. Very nice and sci-fi. Look at that interior as well. Yeah, that's looking pretty sweet. Like the little stove sort of design there. That is looking pretty cool. Right, so quick look at night time. As you can see, with the lights right next to it, it's not too reflective, but it is like within reason. Cool. But what you care most about is how's it look in total darkness. And as you can see, that lights up very, very nicely. That is a very, very nice noticeable design. Very well crafted. All the lights, very cool. And of course, the interior is a different colour than what we normally see. So most furnaces will have like orange, yellow or red, but certain other furnaces with different coloured interiors do tend to work out quite nicely, and they tend to flourish. So with a white interior, do you like that? Do you think it stands out and is unique compared to other furnaces in the past? And do you reckon this might work out quite nicely in the future as an investment? Well then, should we hop out of here and start talking about this? Furnaces. So that's 5 skins now in 2025. Hasn't updated, of course, SUM. But we do currently have the Bellum Twitch dropout at the moment. And maybe people probably won't feel so inclined to buy a brand new furnace skin if they're getting one for free at the moment. I have to keep an eye on the sales. But of course, you know, it's the second best-selling skin so far, so maybe it doesn't matter. But anyway, looking at furnaces in general, you'll see that, well, last year we had 22 of them being accepted, and 1, 2, 3 of them are currently in the positive. Now, we do have Twitch drops there as well, should point that out, but the vast majority of these are down. And that ain't looking pretty. That is a concern. Also, last year we had the Pirate Furnace. This also happens to have the white interior. Point I'm trying to get across is, don't assume everything's going to be alright with like a different coloured interior and whatnot. But Cryo Collection is definitely brewing up to being something pretty special. And what are your thoughts in regards to it? Do you like the designs? Do you think the nice sci-fi aesthetic is ever so pleasant? And yeah, just quickly scroll down to the year before that. Neon Vibes Furnace, Charcoal Stories, Pug Furnace, Some of them are actually working out quite alright. But still, the majority are in the negative. And again, another different coloured interior here. It's not working out very well at the moment. It is improving. It was a Halloween skin. It did sell quite an absurd amount. It's not down too bad, but just to kind of reiterate, just because they have different coloured, you know, interiors doesn't always mean they're going to work out nicely. But it is a bit of a notable trend. Yes, indeed. So if we could just go look at all the furnaces based on highest price at the moment, yeah, you'll probably notice that, well, as you can see here, green. And over to here you have blue, you have pink, you have green, you have purple. Yeah. And then you have so many orange and yellow and like red ones that are in the negative. Oh dear, oh dear. That is a lot of furnaces and a lot of them are down real bad. Yes. So maybe it'll be a bit of a coin flip. But the Cryo Collection is growing. It is improving. And we're seeing some very cool looking skins. Right now, we have only these 2 other skins. The Fridge, which is already progressing very nicely. It was doing very good before we even saw the small box, and of course today's, you know, Furnace. So, let's go take a look at you very quickly on the Steam market. How's everything for you? And as I can see, you're currently sitting here at about $5+. Yes, almost 6. And there's nothing there. By default, I thought that was going to progress and flourish over the course of this summer. And yeah, it is doing a fantastic job at the moment. It's doing a fantastic job. And of course with today, well, oh look, it's now turning into a proper collection. Better go buy some more. Yes. Right then, so I probably wouldn't jump onto that now. By all means, if you like it, but, you know, buy it, appreciate it and whatnot. But it very likely might be improving, especially with the possibility that we'll see even more of these cryo skins. So somewhat recently, we did see the locker. That was a very cool transparent design, and I did make a short video showcasing it. And of course, we also happen to have some sheet metal doors and sheet metal double doors. More specifically, transparent and glow-in-the-dark ones. Will these ever be allowed? Will Facepunch let us be happy? One notable sheet metal double door with transparency and glow-in-the-dark is the Bombshell sheet metal double door. That's currently selling for about $13, $14 at the moment. I'm just saying, I think people would like that. I'm just saying, this was submitted back in March, Facepunch. If you're going to do a very random, like, pick in the future, I mean, just saying, people like that. Anyway, we also have the sheet metal door there with transparency and glow in the dark, and again, yeah, people probably like that. So, Fuff the Skin Creator has been producing cool designs. Will they all be accepted, or could it suddenly end at free? Bit concerning, but regardless, will the Furnace work out a-okay? It's a bit debatable. Best thing we can do is keep an eye on the sales. It's also abnormal, so we have that little bit of reassurance. We can do the abnormal battles first, look at the support afterwards, make considerations. I've heard a lot of positivity, and I think a lot of people are actually liking it, so we'll see. So, Bodyguard of Flies, nice to meet you, good sir. Just saw your comment. Yeah, there's a lot to go through. But yeah, to try and be risk-free, to try and like avoid any potential problems, it's usually best not to jump in and buy immediately. But again, for you to treat yourself, by all means, buy a skin. But if you want to make an investment, wait it out. Be patient. There's a reason why I waited until the last possible second to then go ahead and buy 200 Revolver skins. And just to reiterate, I don't feel bad about that. Oh, it's right there. No, because it didn't update. That only did just under 22,000 subscribers. That Heatseeker Revolver isn't even like one of the stupidly insane selling skins in this set, which, by the way, is in demand at the moment. And, well, if you've actually seen it on the Steam market, some of you might have noticed that it's kind of got like a stupid amount of listings, yeah? But when you actually look at the listings, like the vast majority of them are listed above $6. So that altogether is 470 listings above $6 now. I don't know why people are doing that, but please be aware of that, because by default you probably only see this, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, it's going to suffer. No. Someone's decided to list all of that. I don't know why, and I don't know what purpose that serves. I'm not sure if they're trying to intimidate you, but the reality is it's very thin. So, okay, yeah. And I own 200 now. And I'm not going to list them anytime soon, but it's already in the positive. So patience can be very, very rewarding. So I don't mean to go on different tangents and whatnot. We're obviously talking about this furnace still, but with what's just been said, also applies to all the other abnormal skins. If you like what you see, and if you're still a bit unsure, it's usually smartest to wait until Wednesday or Thursday, look at the sales, then make a decision. But with what I'm looking at here, these are some cool looking designs. It wouldn't surprise me if they sell well. But if they sell too much, then yeah, that can definitely impact the price. Cool. Shall we now move on and talk about the next skin, which will be the L96. So in terms of L96s, we don't get that many, do we? We do see an occasional cool looking design here and there every now and then. But the main thing I've got to get across is, not too long ago we got the Redemption L96. A very nice, shiny, cranberry red design, but it still went down in price. What I'm saying is, this brand new L96 is very cool, nice, shiny, metallic, but don't assume it's just going to be A-OK, right? Look at all these L96s. When I gain control and scroll down, there you go. Only one of them's currently the positive. A blackout skin, coincidentally. Yeah, these are, oh my. I should ask you, how often are you even get to the point where you have an L96 in your hands? Because that could very likely be the issue. If you don't use the weapon that much, where's the justification to own skins? We talk about that with like the M2, don't we? The M249s. Okay, maybe people just don't want to skin their L96s. Either way, you can tell just by looking at all the prices at the moment. And let me remind you, it's the summer. If they're like that now, oh my. So, that is a bit concerning. That is a little bit, not looking reliable, I'm not feeling that confidence right now, am I? Okay. At the very least, should we go in game now and give this a good look, this brand new L96, and see if it, if you like it? Gentlemen, behold, we have a very shiny looking L96 right there. My goodness, look at that. Now, aim down. That's looking pretty sweet. But those three lines there, you might think, that's a bit weird. Well, take a look at night time. Because you'll notice with the night light, you can actually see that pretty easily. That's actually very helpful, and I don't think we've had an L96 like that in the past. So the night light, very good with that aim sight there. Okay, fair enough. But, are you always going to be using an L96 without a scope? Are you a savage? Right, okay, let's go whip out a scope as well. There we go. There we go. Get a good look at that shine, that sheen, that beautiful looking design. Look at that. Looking very pretty. Looking very shiny. Do you like it? Are you a fan? Well, by all means, buy it, treat yourself, enjoy it. Support those skin creators. They're the people behind the Black Ops collection. Does it show? Because that looks like a very nice looking weapon skin right there. Oh, yes, indeed. And that also implies that you very likely might be seeing a lot more of this. You might be seeing a weapon collection being made next. So if you're hoping to see more Black Ops skins, uh-oh. But hey, look, that looks nice. So your opinions, please. Feel free to comment below. And now let's go showcase this on stage. Very, very shiny. My word. It's absurd. Look at it. Oh, goodness. Right, anyway. I'll be hypnotized if I keep looking at myself like this. Right. At night time with all the light shining on it. Goodness gracious. Now, it does kind of look a little bit weird when you look around in the lighting here and it kind of all shifts around and whatnot. Don't know what's going on there. That's a bit funny. That's a bit silly. But overall, that's a cool looking design. So, again, what are your thoughts? Do you like it? Then by all means, go ahead, buy it. Appreciate it. But I'm not 100% convinced it's going to be A-OK. L96s in general, they are iffy. They are questionable. And we're probably better off waiting until, Wednesday. Then we'll make a decision. But it does look nice. And props to the skin creators. So we'll see what happens, from here. But, wouldn't you want to shoot in style? Perfectly fine look design. So props to Holodno and Kolotinsky. Let's see what gets made next. What would you like to see being made next in this style? What weapon skin would look absolutely beautiful? Feel free to comment below. And now, let's showcase the next skin. Well then, it's the return of the matte grey Island Assault collection. We have a pair of Roadsign gloves, which, first impression you might say, well, they look more like leather gloves. Yeah, appearances are a little bit different, but overall it's a nice addition. But here's the main question. Where's the boots? Well, the boots were submitted with the gloves, right? Yep. But they weren't accepted. Yep. This isn't the first time this has happened. This has happened numerous times in the past. Facepunch would be like, you know what? Let's just accept the gloves. We'll do boots another time. And that other time tends to be complete the sets. So you might not see anything like this perhaps until maybe later this year. Autumn, fall season, September, August, October, November. One of those months, eventually. Now, it's not the first time, as I said, like last year we had Black Diamond, didn't we? Where's those boots? Ah, and then you got numerous other things. Anyway, bit awkward. However, very nice. And I know, over the past week, a lot of people really started to ramp up interest in this collection. So, I had the full set on right now. Of course, we've already had the tier 3. Initially, I was like, hey, look, it's like a henchman sort of design. Ha 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 ha. But people have actually started to really approve of it, really like it. What are your thoughts? And you also might be sitting there wondering, what's going on with the hoodie and pants? Not sure, Facepunch just doesn't seem to want to accept them. Just to remind you, the boots and the gloves were submitted after the hoodie and pants. Maybe the skin creator could go make a version 2? I mean, if you want to suggest that, feel free to comment below. But yeah, for what it is, it's doing good, it's looking nice, and I think you might see those tier 3 pieces rise up in price maybe a little bit more. Because over the course of this week, they have been selling like hotcakes. I saw mentions of it on the subreddit. I made a short video as well because I thought, I'm noticing a lot of people seem to like it. When I saw the boots and gloves, I was like, alright, I'll do a short video showcasing all of it like so. But again, seriously, what are your thoughts? Would you like to see even more? Are you anticipating tier 2? I mean, come on now, you want a full collection, you'll make a nice investment, and that right there is definitely cooking. It's looking very nice. So we'll see how things progress. Would you like to see some deplorables? Would you like to see some weaponry? Some matte grey designs for a matte grey clothing and armour collection? And if we do get the hoodie pants or tier 2, I'll probably test this out in the snow as well. Some people have made suggestions that it seems to work nicely in there. I don't fully trust you because it's grey, come on now. But there's no other skin set like this because all the other grey designs, they're all metallic. They're all shiny. That is matte grey. That doesn't shine. So, cool. However, those gloves, they are 99 cents. They are not abnormal. And we have to worry a little bit because are they going to match up to the sales of the tier 3? Is that actually going to happen? Are they going to be a bit short? Are they going to go over? Because again, at that cheap price, they're a lot more accessible. A lot of people can grab them. But it's just tier 3 and gloves at the moment. And I have to sit here and say, there are no guarantees that you will see a full collection. Many instances in the past, you'll see like maybe two core pieces in a like a clothing armor collection, but then it just stops. Facepunch just like meh. Where are my tier 3 pieces? Where is the black alligator boots and gloves and hoodie and pants? Dare I say deep ruby tier 3? Tiger, what was it? Tiger tier 2? Tiger stuff as well. I don't know what's going on, but you should expect some version 2s at some point. Keep an eye out on the Rust Workshop, of course. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of competition brewing now. Right, so let's hop out of here, talk more about, the potential in regards to the gloves, and then we'll showcase some other skins. So initially, not everybody was like super behind the tier 3, and that's fine. It's a brand new clothing armor set. Came out during the period in which we were really hoping to see tier 3. But as I said, over the past week, a lot of people have been jumping onto this. A lot of people seem to be aware that, hey, it actually looks quite cool. It spiked in price before we even had the collection continuation today. So, yeah, it's progressing. It was already at like $3 earlier today. Now it's pushing up to $4.50 this face mask. But the chest plate, oh my, the chest plate, $6. Well then, that's looking pretty impressive. I actually upped my buy order. So when I did my purchases, or rather my buy orders, I put like a $1.10 buy order and like a $1.40. So I've removed the $1.40 and I've bumped it up to $2.50 now. I am that man right there. You can see me. You can see what I'm up to. Because as time goes on, maybe this does progress. Maybe this does become the grey out that people saw, prophesized. I'm joking, but anyway. People seem to like it. People seem to be really eager for more. Uncle, Skin Creator, you got to keep an eye on his workshop. Because I'm thinking he's feeling very confident right now. And he's going to probably whip out Tier 2. Or he's going to probably whip out, you know, maybe another attempt for the hoodie and pants. So it's all there. Boots and gloves for the most recent submission. And again, with the boots, you never know. Maybe they'll accept it in the future. Maybe they just felt super compelled to get those toes out to you. One of you is wishing for this, right? Don't you moan at me. Someone out there is wishing for it. You're on your knees and you're praying for it and you got that. But everybody else, we didn't consent to this. I need to see your toes. But now look what you've done. Anyway. Maybe complete the sets in the future, who knows, but I would anticipate eventually. I've heard from more than enough people that you don't like to wear boots because it makes noise. I like to hear my feet slapping the ground, hee hee hee. Alright, anyway, so there's definitely more potentially. But would you like to see the hoodie and pants getting changed? Because some people like, nah, it seems featureless. It doesn't seem like there's that much there. Really? Well, by all means, offer your opinions. Go, comment section, off you go. he comments on my videos, he'll see. Now again, just be concise, offer some feedback. That's all that needs to be said. It's progressing nicely, people like it, and if you want to see him put out the best quality work, offer your opinions. Go. So, alright, cool. Keep an eye on his workshop. I'm sure we'll be seeing some very interesting submissions very soon. But maybe not next week because it might be friendship skins. Island Assault team is my most friendly skin. No, shut up. Right, okay. There's one thing we forgot to do though. We didn't show this in like going in and out of the dark. Let's go do that then. In, out, shake it all about. You do the hug. As you can see, it's not that reflective. It looks like it does a pretty good job, so yeah. Alright then. As you can see, as I slowly get closer, well, I'm pale skinned, so you can see me a bit easier, but it does a good job. So, all right, cool. We've got a good, got a good vision of that now. So, let's go showcase the next skin now. Let's start talking about the next one. Hold on, one extra thing to bring up: Roadsign gloves in general. So, as long as we see progression, you should anticipate some very nice things. Like, look at all these skins here: Ultramarine, Fallen, Tire, Roadsign gloves. They're all in the positive. The majority of Roadsign gloves, they have become part of like proper collections. Not every single collection obviously gets completed, but as you'll see here, the absolute vast majority of them are doing very nicely. So Island Assault gloves very likely might be one of the best investments for this week. But we've got to be careful, we've got to keep an eye on the sales, alright? So let's just quickly hop back over to here. What was it, 2 weeks ago? No, it was a week ago, wasn't it? Yep, there we go. Island Assault, that did just under 20,000 subscribers. Well then, it's quite a lot. I think our Roadsign gloves will probably be just about right. And if we do see hoodie and pants, if we do see Tier 2, if we do see the boots eventually, if these end up being the lowest selling pieces, you very likely will see them rise up price ever so nicely. It's actually looking very appealing right about now. But they're not abnormal. So at the very least, we'll wait till Wednesday, we'll look at them, we'll make considerations. But I am starting to feel a little bit confident that that might actually work out quite nicely. Now, will the hoodie and pants, will the Tier 2 also sell close to 20,000? Because we have noticed a bit of a problem somewhat recently. Black Alligator. Alright. Keep an eye out. That started off with Tier 3, and that did just over 20,000. And then what happened? Tier 2 was accepted, and that only did about 13,000 subscribers. About 10,000 less. Look at that. Down 50, down 45. So just a little warning there. But as of now, Island Assault is doing very good. All right. So let's just try and stay positive. Okay, cool. So, still not updated, unfortunately. I'll do a quick refresh. And now we'll go over to here. Because the next skin to talk about... Centopix. 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 We have big toe boots. A very surprising acceptance. Are you anticipating continuations? I honestly think a big toe coffee can helmet would work quite nicely. I think that would actually work very well. You could probably do like a bucket helmet, fat toe bucket helmet. You could have the bit that's like open. You know, the nail got removed. Anyway, so big toe boots. Goofy? Silly? Is it gonna work? You got to tell me, alright? Do you find it funny? You probably like the intro to this video. Okay, yeah. Why? Just got to allow things to happen such as this. Anyway. What are these? Why? Why, Helk? Why? See, this is what happens when you complain every single week. This was obviously done out of spite. But I would like to see a collection. So anyway. This is random, this is weird, this is strange, but it was in the positive, wasn't it? So if I could go look at the boots, yeah, 219, 57 versus 26. It wasn't that noticeable, but let me tell you, people have noticed them now. You could see the comments starting to appear. Alright, so, well then, it is what it is. I'm pretty sure the skin creator is going to go ahead and make a continuation. He hasn't had that many skins accepted, not to sound mean, but if he's got a good thing going on, ride it, keep on going. Fair enough. But what would work? Your ideas, feel free to comment below. Like, what would you like to see next? What do you reckon would work? A double barrel shotgun with 2 toes? Some other sort of clothing and armor pieces? Some roadside gloves that are quite literally made out of different toes all stitched together? I don't know, but you can offer your own opinions. But honestly, I'm going to be brutally honest with you, I don't really see these working out that well. But then again, they might just turn into a big meme. You might see some big content creators using them as a joke. We have other events this year when they could be used a lot more. Like, they're probably using them in the Bellum Twitch event right now. Chat, have you noticed any of the people using them? Right, come on then. Let's just go on game. Let's just, let's give them a good look. Let's get through this. We've only got so much time. Ugh, spill. Oh. Right, anyway, let's get through this. So, yep. Breathe for the mouth. Get a good look at these toes. I'm sending toes to your eyeballs right now. You will now send me lovely, sweet, delicious donations through the YouTubes. Oh, yes. So, yeah, that's it. Do they glow? I mean, imagine if they did. Maybe the fungus could glow. I'm just saying. Oh. Anyway, moving on. So, alright, it's a goofy, silly design. Every now and then we'll see something like this being accepted. It's funny, it's silly. Is it always going to be funny and silly? I can't answer that. But by all means, if you like them, go buy them. Skin creator, he doesn't have that many acceptances, and I'm sure he'd greatly appreciate it. But keep an eye on his workshop, and we'll see what he produces next. And your ideas for what you'd like to see as a collection continuation. What has life become? It's ruining my vibes with my very silly Welly Boots hat. Unforgivable. How could we have such things? Anyway, so that's that. Should we now go ahead and take a look at that? A sheet metal double door has been accepted, gentlemen. Another one. Your prayers have been answered. I mean, someone must have been praying for the boots, the toe boots, but this, everybody has been yearning and aching and yelling at me for some reason, commenting, "Where's all the sheet metal double doors?" Well, you know what? You know what's cruel? There was a lot of sheet metal double doors submit this week. I made a short video showcasing them. I accidentally uploaded a video of a mistake in it. I've embarrassed myself. But anyway, I won't embarrass myself as I showcase this to you, because this right here is another No Mercy skin. The largest collection we have in Rust. We have over 35 of these in the game now. Plenty of skins, oh yes. From deplorables to clothing and armour to, of course, weapons and tools. We've got it all. There's no toes in there, but you can put them in the No Mercy boots if you so wish. So yeah, that's a very nice, cool looking design. No transparency, and just to clarify this as well, it doesn't glow in the dark. If I could just, you know, get a good look at this. Does it reflect nicely? Yes, it does. You got the very cool emblem, which you see in all the No Mercy skins as well, the skull and the wings. You could get that in a mousepad if you so wish. Google it. Right, so total darkness, just to confirm, no. Doesn't glow. Does that hurt you inside? Because I've got to be honest with you, I still think they'll do a very nice job of retaining its value. Sheet metal double doors, they are appreciated, right? The best thing to compare is looking at that recent Twisted Metal sheet metal double door. We had the single sheet metal door come out before that, didn't we? That didn't do very well, and it very likely still isn't doing very well. But how's the sheet metal double door currently holding up? Let's go find out. Quite the difference. So, as of now, you can see this is still in the positive, and that's down pretty bad, and that's down pretty bad, and that's down pretty bad. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, looking at this on the Steam market, sheet metal double doors. They're reliable. People like them. People want them. And, well, just a few sales, you're back up to about $3 plus. As we progress through the summer, maybe it goes up even more. The bilders, keeping it nice and secure. That is a perfectly fine looking example to point out that, yeah, I do believe the No Mercy sheet metal double door will be having a pretty nice future ahead of it. It's definitely looking to be a very nice, reliable potential investment. But of course, we've got to play it safe. We've got to wait it out. But the No Mercy sheet metal double door isn't like the top selling skin. No. In fact, there could be a possibility that it might end up selling less than the Twisted Metal sheet metal double door. Interesting. Now, to really get this point across, let's just hop out of here. Let's just take a look at all the sheet metal double doors that came out in the past 2 years, and you might notice something. Oh, wow. Most of them are doing very good. Oh, yes. Christmas, out of season, understandable, not really holding up. Lunar New Year, not down too badly, though, and that's not doing too badly either. But then again, as we get closer and closer to Christmas, Halloween, though, not as much interest. Unfortunately, they are suffering. But look at all the non-holiday skins. Look. That's doing good, that's doing good, that's doing very good, that's also doing very good, that's doing 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 good, that's doing... Point made. Last year we had an absolutely absurd amount of these skins being given to us, whether it was Twitch drops, whether it was in a Rust store, and yet, look at all of them. All the non-holiday skins are doing perfectly fine. What about the year before that? Perfectly fine. What about the year before that? Perfectly fine. What about the year before that? Perfectly fine. So, point made? Yes. All the ones that came out this year, whilst they haven't risen up in price too ridiculously, and considering we have that out right now for free, maybe the No Mercy sheet metal double door doesn't sell that much. Maybe it doesn't go up in price instantly. But if you look if you look at it more as a long-term investment, you might be seeing things like this. You might be seeing some very lovely, fun things like this. These took a good year to cook, and that's now cooked. But the point still remains, I'm sure. Thank you, SCMM, for lovely timing. So keep an eye out for this. It is $3. That's a little bit concerning. But the price, the free skin currently out right now, it all might add up. Maybe it doesn't sell too much. All the better for us, the investors, all right? So we'll look at that Wednesday night. We'll approach it with abnormal barders and, yeah, sounds good? Right, so stay positive. It is looking appealing, and I think a lot of you do appreciate it. So by all means, do you like it? Feel free to comment below. Now let's move on and talk about the next skin. So let's close this. And it's not just a skin, it's all of these, I believe. So we have steel boonie hat, poncho, and bandana. This was referred to as something else on the workshop. So this was actually originally referred to as handmade. Okay. And these were kind of like uploaded at different times, if I can recall as well. Yep. Okay, fair enough. So we have a brand new primitive collection. Now, some people have been like, no, they don't look that nice. primitive skins aren't really supposed to look nice. They're supposed to look makeshift, raggedy, sewn together somewhat. Like, don't assume everything has to look spotless and amazing. No, this is something you made out of like animal parts somehow. Still, I don't know, but anyway, you get it. Scrap metal. I'm gonna make whatever I can to protect myself. You get it. And of course, let's now hop out of here and of course showcase this in game, because yeah, it might not be for everybody, but we could still appreciate the intended design. So off we go. And here we are. Get a good look at that. So as you can see here, it's all welded together. Maybe it was done in a rush. Maybe the person who is making it isn't a metalworks expert. But that's the whole idea. That's how you should look at primitive skins. Everything made by people not exactly like master craftsmen. So I get that. I respect the design, Mr. Oasis. That looks cool. It looks a bit a bit silly in ways, but again, I don't know what I'm doing. I just grab whatever I could put together. It protects me. It does the job. Shut up. You know? Don't mock my work. So I like it. And I wouldn't mind seeing like some leather gloves. Steel leather gloves and steel hide boots. That would probably be very cool. I don't think you could do burlap clothing, but you could probably make it work with like hide clothing. So there is definitely the anticipation now for continuations. And if we see those, yes, I could see this spike on spike in price. When it comes to like, you know, core pieces, we tend to see when new pieces are accepted, we'll see the original ones, the ones that have been accepted already spike in price. Well, we do see that with primitive clothing armor as well. So there's definitely potential of that. And by all means, if you like it, go buy it, appreciate it. But we do have to keep an eye out over the course of this weekend and see what potentially gets made. And again, we have friendship themed skins being produced, and I think they're going to be ready for next week. So perhaps we might not see the continuations for a while. Either way, it looks cool. And quick look at nighttime as well. Is it that reflective? It's a bit reflective. Yeah, it's a bit reflective. Not super shiny. It's rusty, so it's not that bad. Probably get some polish or something. Alright then, so feel free to comment below your opinions. And now, let's go ahead and showcase the next skin, which I do believe is the last one. Oh no, Bamboo, you have competition. For what we have right here is another transparent design for a small box made out of bones, locally sourced and organic. Yes, get a good look at my lovely little bone small box. Don't you just love it? I have it in my little shelf over there. It's full of my lovely little knickknacks like body parts and whatnot to get more bone. Oh. So yeah, that's a perfectly fine looking design right there. But it is the lowest selling skin at the moment. So it looks like transparent small boxes aren't all the rage anymore. And I do believe the Bamboo small box has gone down in price a little bit. That's unfortunate. I still think it'll work out nicely as nice sort of like jungle foliage, sort of like camouflage things, like hide the box in there, no one's going to spot it. But this right here, could the same be done? Could you do the same? Could you do it in the desert actually, maybe? I didn't actually intend to do this, but you said it, so it has to be done. And I've got to tell you, that's pretty well hidden. How easy would you spot that in the desert, huh? There we go. Now, you know, maybe on the other side, Hedge, maybe. But still, is it super noticeable? What about if you go all the way over here? You have some others. Yeah. Are there any other plants, perhaps? I'm not sure. But I don't think that's as effective like the Bamboo small box in the jungle. It was a nice idea, it's just, yeah. Alright then. Well, that actually does look good though. I will give it props. So, you know what? Why don't I put it up right next to a rock or something? Maybe that might still work. The Sharif, he don't like it. Rock the Casbah, rock the Casbah. Right, so, over to here. Yep, get a good look at that. You'll probably notice that from quite a distance. Yeah. Okay. Well, if we move in over here, maybe we could use shade to our advantage. How easy is it to spot that? What do you reckon? Not too bad, not too bad. What about if you put it on the rock? Oh, there you go. So, yeah, it was a nice idea. I don't think it's as effective as we probably originally thought. But back over to here, one thing we haven't even done is, does it glow in the dark or anything? Well, we'll go ahead and see. So with that, no. Right then. No nightlight or anything. Nope. So, okay, fair enough. It's perfectly fine looking design. But is it going to be as effective as the bamboo, or will people find a nice way to utilise it in a different way? Feel free to comment below. But yeah, it's fine. So, okay. Just a standard small box then. Is it going to behave like any old regular small box? Oh dear, that might be a bit of a problem. And why is that? Well, we'll need to hop back on SCMM to talk about then, won't we? So let's go do that. And because I anticipate people asking, hey, what about the jungle? Sure, we'll give it a shot. So, as I pan around and look, you'll see that, alright, yeah, depending on how the lighting works, you could probably spot that. Where might the other one be? Well, as I said, depending how lighting works, you could probably still hide that quite nicely. So to all those people that missed out on a bamboo small box, maybe this might work for you. But then again, how much is the bamboo small box at the moment? We'll have to look that up. But yeah, it does displace in certain parts. You kind of have to look for the bigger like plants and whatnot that will stick around regardless. And well, you put them down and yeah. So smaller plants, it will disperse them. Bigger plants, they will stick around, they will persist. So remember that then. Right, now let's go back to SCMM to ABP. Right. Bamboo cage small box is still holding up quite nicely. As expected. Like green small boxes, they are appreciated in the jungle, right? So even if the transparency didn't really make it go insane, it's still holding up after doing 26,000 subscribers. So over to here, as you can see, 261 listings, 17 there, 14 there. I love other people. They're so smart. After that, it could have got up higher and whatnot. But yeah, after the continuations kind of stopped, here we are. And yep, there's 56 listed above 5 does. Again, as time goes on, maybe it will slowly go up in price. Give it time. But yeah, other people. So, okay. That did 26,000 subscribers. This brand new bone small box, so what is it? It's called the Bone Box Hedge. That's the lowest selling skin so far. Maybe that does less than 10,000, maybe it does less than 10,000 subscribers. Okay. Was it as effective in the jungle? Is it effective in the desert? Maybe people just appreciate some bones. I know a certain shadow hopper that does. Maybe if we find out if we actually do get those bone walls as a building skin later this year, maybe that'll get appreciated. We'll see. I don't actually know, but it probably would make a lot of sense. So, I don't know. So, now I have to bring up, like, small boxes in general. Unfortunately, in general, one-off designs don't really tend to work out very nicely. So, you've got lamb box there. Holiday skins I'm not going to bother with. By default, you'd assume they'll go down in price. Yep. Collection continuations, however, a little bit different. And collections in themselves, well, even after absurd sales, it's not too bad there. This was supposed to be a pretty interesting collection, but it came out at the same time as Neon Storages, so iffy. Right, so anyway, it's not looking like small boxes in general are holding up quite nicely. But there is the potential to see continuations. Maybe we'll see a lot more bone-related skins. I mean, perhaps we'll keep an eye on it. But, yeah, bone storage box, who made you? That is made by Mr. Zihan. Well, from here on now, you've got to keep an eye out for what he's producing next. And judging by what I see here, there's actually a collection. But he made that. Oh, so it is a collection continuation. Interesting. Bone bandana and poncho. I didn't realise that. But more specifically, you want to see other deplorables, I guess. Bone locker. Bone doors. Just put some bones in them. Can't complain. Bone wooden double door. I'd like to see that. Bone armoured door. That'd be pretty sweet. Haven't seen an armoured door so far this year. So, we'll see. Alright. Got to keep an eye on Zihan's workshop from here now. So, alright. Cool. Not going to complain. If you like it, feel free to comment below. But in terms of an investment, I am not feeling that confident, I'm afraid, alright? So, by all means, buy it for yourself if you like it. But as an investment, is that even abnormal? Let's just quickly remind ourselves, yes it is. Just to give you a nice little insight, if you see that link there, that means it's abnormal. If you don't see that link, that means the skin is not abnormal, right? But if you've watched the abnormal video, you know about that now. Okay, anyway, cool. So we've addressed all of that. Now let's address some other things. What is on the horizon? What is there to expect next? Throughout this video, right, I've alluded to something that might be happening that you might appreciate. Every week, we tend to see the same old, garage doors, AK-47s, small boxes. Where's my water purifiers? Where's my wooden double doors? Where's my longsword? Where's my Icepick? So, I'm sure many of you are fully well aware, TGG, that German guy, he now officially works for Face Punch now, and there is a official Discord server now. I'll link it in the description. You can be an observer, that's totally fine. But it's basically under Face Punch's jurisdiction now. But if I could just quickly bring this up. So this is public. It's knowledge that you're allowed to see and allowed to be aware of. So if I could just quickly show this to you now, you will see that there's a plan for what is to be focused over the course of next month. I shall read it out to you right now. This month, July, we'll be trying a new idea to get less skinned items skinned in the shop. We'll be calling this the item of the month. For the month of July, submit one skin for this item any remaining week after the update week, which is already due on the 23rd. That's the friendship theme skins, and I'll talk more about that in a bit, don't you worry. So having 3 to 4 weeks to make and think about this skin will hopefully inspire you to make something great. Without much further ado, July's item is the Salvaged Icepick. So every month from now, right, one random item that doesn't get that many skins will now be focused and get some appreciation. What items do you think need some love? Now, on top of my head, as I've said, water purifier, haha, do we even need it? We need some high quality H2O, alright? I need to see a water boy skin. I might have to get a Twitch drop or something. It has to happen. But wooden double doors, we don't see that many of. Longsword, that's still technically skinnable. You also have like the spinning wheel. We only just got one skin accepted somewhat recently, but in general, we only have one. What else hasn't really had that much? Armored Door and Ioka might get a shout. They've had quite a lot of skins, but they haven't had many recently. So, okay, fair enough. Is there anything else? Now, please, please, please. You might be sitting there and saying SKS. You might be sitting there and saying small backpack. They're not skinnable. So now I'm going to show you something new. If you want to be aware of all the the items that are actually skinnable, well, you go to micro522.com. So if you go to like the main, landing page, but if you go to Rust skinnable item shortlist, everything listed here is skinnable. Acoustic guitar, completely forgot about that, and we haven't seen a skin for that in about what, 8 years? So that's something cool. Maybe bone club, bone knife, combat knife, those are other things. Chair and table, that's another thing. Collared shirt, t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt. There's plenty of things there, right? Beanie hat, haven't seen a beanie hat skin in a Rust store for about 9 years. Might be wrong there, but yeah, go look at all of these. They're all in alphabetical order. Some of them might be repeated quite a lot, but you get the general gist. If it's listed here, it is skinnable. So consider looking at that first, then suggest an idea, right? Don't say SKS. I'm aware. Now, some of you might be sitting there and saying, but I would really like to see new items become skinnable. Well, there's another thing I could show you then. Strawpoll. So this was made 2 years ago by TGG. And, well, I'm sure you've seen this before. Maybe not all of you. Well, something new to be aware of. This is, I believe, an official poll now. So, yeah, just saying, he works for them. But what it's basically asking is, what items would you like to see become skinnable next? Now, this was put up 2 years ago. And you're going to be pretty surprised by the results, don't you worry. But how does this work? Well, first of all, this will be linked in the description so you can go see this for yourself. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to figure out in your head, what would you most desire to see become skinnable next? So just to give you a nice example, if we're going to get salvaged ice picks, where's my salvaged axes? Come on now. So I'm going to go put that at top. I have to. I simply must. And beehives, I want to put some very funky, silly designs in my beehives. Of course, that's got to be second. And let's just scroll down a little bit more. What else might be there? Water barrel, if you want. Wolf headdress. Oh yeah. So for so many years, people have been like, "Oh, it'd be so awesome if we could skin a wolf headdresses, make some very cool like primitive sets, additions, collection continuations." So yeah, I've got to put that there. So what's going on is all the things I'm prioritizing are getting more points, but things that I don't really care for, and kayak, I don't need a skin there. It's pointless. To zoom out a bit, drag you all the way down to the depths of the unloved section, where everything down here gets hardly any points, alright? So that's just everything there. You might spend maybe a good 10-15 minutes organising this to how you prefer and how you want things. It's up to you, but you can already see the results pretty much instantly. So here you can see how this is. Now there is a bit of a flaw to this because quite a lot of these items, they were added somewhat recently. What does that mean? Well, you see in a second. But anyway, the top scoring skins at the moment are bed, tool cupboard, handmade LMG, tactical gloves, minicopter, wolf headdress, high external walls and gates, large furnace, M92 pistol, prototype pistol. You get the idea. Now, we've had tool cupboard, haven't we? We've got the special general item that you can buy as a DLC in the Rust store. And we've also got that special one where you paid for a service to set up your own servers. I don't remember the name of it. You might feel free to comment below. And of course, we have had high external walls and gates. Only one of them, though, Adobe. But the new one, well, it's been there for a while. Frontier is expected to come out next week. We'll talk about that in a second, don't you worry. So, obviously, they must have looked at this face punch and thought, all right, we'll do that next, or we'll do this next, or whatnot. So, cool. You could go show your own opinion. But, as I said, there's a bit of a flaw. Originally, there was a batch of items added, and over time, more things have been suggested, and more things have been added. But you can easily tell, yeah, some of these were added at a later time. Yeah. Maybe this will be refreshed. Maybe this will be, I don't know, restarted. Don't know, but it would make sense, wouldn't it? So, okay, fair enough. At least you are aware of it. Cool. So, if you want to offer your own opinion, you can do that, but you can only do it with the power of, like, votes and points and whatnot. Okay. So, next week is going to be July 4th wipe, and there has been some interesting things being mentioned. So, media projects, July 2025 media, what on earth is being said? M15 pistol, cinematic 4K textures, Pilot Hazmat DLC, what? We haven't seen this brand new Hazmat and staging yet. Chances are, as I say, it's probably been seen now. But anyway, we've known about the M15 pistol for a while now, but apparently it might be ready for July. We'll see. As we get closer to next Thursday, we'll probably get, like, visuals of it and whatnot. But there's also mentions of livestock animals. Cows. Yes, cows and Rust, apparently. So if we could just scroll down, we'll look up the livestock animals. There you go. Cows have animations, and apparently they might be ready. So, like, randomly mentioned 2 months ago, and then very recently mentioned again all of a sudden. I don't know if that's going to actually be out next week. It seems a bit sudden. It seems like a massive surprise, and nothing's been said by Facepunch themselves as of yet. But yeah, cows. We've got the bees, and now we've got the cows. What are we going to do with milk? What would you do with it? Just sell it, I guess? Make better food? Cereal? I don't know. We'll keep an eye out. Milkshakes. Maybe they just make animal fat. Yogurt. We'll see. But that's mentioned in the media. So, okay, cool. But the main thing for next month is the party system. So I'm sure many of you are fully well aware of it, but this is a system that will be put in place next month, and it's going to very likely change how you approach force wipes from here and now. Beforehand, you'll be able to set up a party. Cool, that's not too bad. But here's how it works. The party leader will go load up and try and get in a server, and when he's in, everyone else in the party, you can just instantly load in. You pass the queue. Yep, it's just like that now. Huh. So you can see people, like, not exactly liking it, but it looks like Facepunch is forcing it in. Now, let me just also, like, mention this. As time goes on, I'm sure it'll get tweaked. As time goes on, I'm sure it'll get changed. Maybe this is only for certain servers. Fair enough. Maybe it actually works out and people actually appreciate it. Fine. But it looks like this is going to be the main thing. And this is where the whole friendship theme was introduced. So let me just go through all of these things, then we'll talk more about that in a second. But yeah, they want like a lot of friend theme skins out for next week, and that's what was asked for this past weekend. But just to bring up as well, decor lighting DLC. It's expanded upon from not just like fairy lights. You've got chandeliers mentioned here, ceiling lights. It looks like you're going to get like some very fancy looking lights for your base soon. So you've had wallpapers, floor wallpapers, now you're getting fancy lights. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, well that's something that doesn't appear to be ready for next week, but something else might be appearing instead. So, snap deplorables, that's a very nice, cool thing that's been showcased on Twitter right now. Go look up Protox, for example. Basically, you can snap your furnaces, your large boxes and whatnot, make them go as close as they can to all the walls. Super helpful. I believe that's been requested for a very long time. Now it's coming. So, lovely quality of life, addition. And then over to here. Well, it's been a while, but Legacy Wood External Gate is actually going to be added now. The Frontier Gate. It was made at the same time as the Adobe one, but something must have been wrong with it. Maybe they had to work on it, cooking it for a bit longer. But now, yes, that appears to be ready for next week. So, you know the brand new Abyss barrels that were showcased on Twitter? They're going to get added and included into the Abyss pack next week. But this looks like it's going to be the brand new thing, the brand new addition to the general section. So, cool. That'd be about $10 or $15, please. Gimme. Right. And then, lastly, fridge textures have been increased. They've gone up to 2048. It's late, sorry. I've been talking for too long. But anyway, you get the idea. Face Punch is making improvements for textures. That means we could get some better looking skins. Oh, yes. And now it's a very appropriate time to now showcase to you the ever so lovely looking friend skins. If you have seen my Rust Workshop skin checks, you've probably already seen them. So let's just quickly hop back to my YouTube. So off we go. My Rust Workshop skin checks is right there. All the collection continuations are chaptered. Also flashbang. It was grey, shut up. So yeah, all the collection continuations are chaptered, which you will see in a second, like so. There you go. Get a good look at that. Yep. But I did quite literally at the very beginning talk about like what's proposed, what's going on. I've already mentioned and pointed out that we had some friendship theme skins. So as you can see here with this rug, just sitting there all nice and comfy with your friends around the campfire. Very cute little rug skin there. You've also got some other silly designs like this sleeping bag here. For my mate, the perfect sleeping bag to bag your friends in. Oh, how cute, how nice. So lovely, silly things like that. We also had like some other goofy things like befriending animals. You got the return of the pug dog there. This looks like that gif of the three kittens sitting around a campfire. So I don't know which ones are going to be accepted, but there certainly is a lot of cool designs that were produced. And I thought, you know what, I could quickly go showcase some skins to you, in game. Yeah, he really loves to hug that crocodile. Poor thing. Oh my. Right, so let's just quickly hop back in game. And here we are. So, so yep, that is a rug. Cool. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate that in their base. So no one told you what was gonna be this way. Right, anyway, there's that sleeping bag. Get a good look at that. Looking pretty cool. And this right here, that's the first ever 2K upload for a fridge skin. Get a good look at that. A very nice homely design. No sharp edges, no strange looking assets. That is what we can expect now for fridge skins. And yes, if you're wondering, the Neon Collection guy, skin creator, Mr. Duck guy, sorry about that, he has started asking, what would you like to see for a neon fridge skin? So you might be seeing some of those in the near future. Oh yes, lots of cool designs will be coming out very soon. So yeah, that's a perfectly fine contender. Ah yeah, I just quickly put a little drawing down of what I've got up to today. Put it on the bases fridge. Very nice, very cute. And then we have the Best Friends burlap clothing. How nice, how cute, and could that potentially be the first burlap clothing skins to be accepted this year? We shall see. Get a good look at that. So, a lovely little batch of skins right there, but how's it look at night time? Give that a good look. What about if we turned off the lights as well? Let's go do that. Yep, so none of it glows. Well, actually, the fridge would if you lit it up. Yeah, all of them light up if you have them connected to power. All right then, cool. So yes, that was a nice little insight right there. And, well, to be honest with you, I think that's the end of the video. It went on long, didn't it? It went on long. Oh my, I'm so sorry about that. But there's a lot to talk about, and that's what you expect from me. I like to keep you all informed, and I hope you've learned new things today. I hope you're aware of what's cooking. I hope you're aware of what's potentially just down the line. So, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Of course, keep an eye out over the course of this weekend. What brand new skins will be appearing on the Rust Workshop? We shall see. We shall see. And, well, are you going to like the brand new party system? If you haven't doubts, feel free to comment below. And we'll see how all these skins turn out in terms of investments. And keep an eye out for those wonderful looking salvaged Icepick skins. How many will be accepted? And what do you think deserves to get more skins? We'll wait and see. Thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you all later. Sing goodbye. Also, send Topex.